Good evening and welcome to today's episode of Life Lessons. In today's episode, we're talking about a critical topic. I target the beauty of fear. The beauty of fear. It may sound odd and absurd to us because fear is something we are asked to run away from. Fear is something we are asked to conquer so that it will not debar us from achieving our great dreams. How can we say the beauty of fear? One thing, if you look at it in another perspective, through a critical thinking, we see that fear is helpful. Fear is a culture shaper. Fear is a destiny helper. Fear is a precautionary measure and an instrument of help. It's an instrument of prevention. And they say prevention is better than cure. So fear has prevented us on many levels and it has helped our life. But it will not be easy for us to come to terms with it. It will be good for us to watch these small video clips for us to make sense out of it.
Joshua, why are you just doing your homework this hot afternoon? You know that uncle. If I don't do my homework, I know tomorrow is Monday. That uncle will beat me. And if that uncle comes to our class, we say we should keep quiet, we should not play. We should keep quiet, we should not play. That's why since my comes to our class, I'll keep quiet. I'll just be looking like that uncle like that. Why you did not come and play football that yesterday? We ball. If I go and play ball that yesterday, my father will beat me. Okay. I just want to visit you. Bye bye.
You're welcome back. Now, the video you just watched, you discover that the boy was doing the right thing, doing his assignments, reading his book. But if you listen to the conversation very well, you notice that the boy wasn't doing it out of his own volition. It was out of the fear of the teacher or the parents. Whereas all of us have passed through these stages before, and many of the decisions that we took, many of those right things that we did, was not because we wanted to do them. It was not because we wished to do them, but not because we were constrained by fear. So fear has made us do most of those things that we did there. You know why? The force of attraction to doing the wrong thing is much higher and high, much higher and heavier compared to doing the right thing. I must tell you, I don't think I've met any child that was born with a natural love for doing the right thing. Wrong thing is always in our DNA, is always in our default setting. Let's take, for example, it's more easier for us to be distracted than to be concentrated. For us to be distracted in the class is very, very easy. But for us to concentrate require a high level of coordination. It's more easier for us to spend our money than to save it. It's more easier for us to talk anyhow than to keep our mouth shut and be coordinated. It's more easier for us to make noise in the class and distract the whole class than to just sit down calmly and do other things that are so right. So most of those things we do now, it was fear that helped us. So fear has actually helped our life to be coordinated. Fear has coordinated our life, organized our life, shaping our life into sanity. So if not for the fear of our teachers then, we wouldn't have even read our books. Those things that we know how to do, we wouldn't have done them. The fear of our parents, but majority of what we become today now, that we see ourselves so calm, we see ourselves trying to organize our life. If not for those things that we fear in the past, we wouldn't have been where we are today now. So fear, one way or the other, has helped us and has brought us to this level we are. But one thing is, fear, I talk about how it's just the fear of man. The fear of man has, even though, despite the fact that we talk about the beauty of it, it has its own weaknesses. Number one, it's location sensitive. If you fear our teacher, when we are out of that class, when the teacher is not there, then our mind is free to do whatever we want to do. Like a student under a particular lecturer in university, you can help that lecturer to carry his bag when you are still under his course. When you are out of that course, or whatsoever, you may see that lecturer and even abuse the person. You don't even care again because you are no longer there again. So fear of a man is obviously sensitive. Another limitation to the fear of man is that it's limited. It's limited and it's time bound. It's time bound. I might fear a particular people at a particular stage of my life. When they're off the show, I don't fear them again. Like I take for example, like my teacher, I said now, if I'm in primary school, I will fear you for that time, for that time being. When I'm out of that school, then I become a big boy. I don't fear you again. So fear of man has a lot of limitations that will not really be helpful. That is why the highest form of fear that we talk about is the fear of God. And that's why you see single ladies talking about they're looking for God fearing man. You see single men talking about they're looking for God fearing ladies. But where do these God fearing people live with us? No, that's a question that I would like us to answer in the comment section. Now, why is it so important to talk about the fear of God? Fear of God, one thing is, God is everywhere and He sees every intent of the heart. It doesn't matter your religion, so far you know God exists. You know that God is able to you can't hide your thought and everything from Him. So when we have the fear of God, it keeps us in shape. It keeps us to always do the right thing at all time. But that fear of God, that fear, the single, the God fearing man, God fearing ladies that always want each other, where are they going to meet each other? Let's comment. Let's go to comment section and give our comment as regards this.